A very special Sunday conversation this morning. It was 25 years ago that the first African-American astronaut took a walk in space. Today, Dr. Bernard Harris Jr. continues to inspire others to reach for the stars. And this morning, our Canberra Marshall talks to him about his time in space and how he's helping others to achieve their dreams.
Dr. Harris, Black History Month, so it's a good opportunity to call attention to some things that you've done through your life that are worthy of talking about. And I know your history. We've known each other for a long time. So I know that you as a boy watching up when you're out on the Indian reservation, being able to see those skies without city lights, you were able to see stars. Is that when you first got the inclination that you wanted to be an astronaut, or was it something before or after?
I think as a kid, I was fascinated with science, and especially space science. And so I was paying attention to what was happening in the space program, as we were sending men up into space. But it was, that seminal moment was when Neil and Buzz landed on the moon, and for me, that was it.
Take me to the moment when you were opening the hatch to step out into space. And it was going to be, you trained for this for all of your life, really. I mean, you wanted to be an astronaut, but now you're trained for this. Do you still remember the thoughts that were going through your mind when that happened? Tell me about that.
Oh, yeah. Before we go out, we have to put on this spacesuit in a very confined area called an airlock. The suit weighs 350 pounds here on Earth. Of course, in space, it doesn't weigh anything. And we have to get in that suit, button up like we're about to go outside, but we're not going outside because we have to do a 4-hour pre-breathe where you're just sitting there breathing 100% oxygen, getting rid of the nitrogen. You probably heard of decompression sickness. It happens when you go into ocean and come up too soon. The same thing happens when you go into space. It's a difference in change in pressure that you have to be careful with. So once that was done and we got to go for the EVA, extravehicular activity, about that time, you look around at each other and say, okay, you ready? Yeah, thumbs up. And I remember when I opened up the hatch and what I saw was incredible. We were flying upside down to the Earth. So if the Earth's down below, the hatch is pointing down to the ground. And the first thing you see is the Earth, and it feels like you're falling. The only way I can describe it is like you step over a well, and not many people know what that is, but I'm old enough to know what a well. But or stepping off a cliff. It's almost like that. And then the second was that was movement. The ship is going across the surface of the Earth at 17,500 miles an hour. So you get that sense of dizziness if you stare at it too long. And just a little funny side story, my colleagues, my medical doctors that are in mission control, they always like to see or monitor a rookie when he goes out for the very first time. And what they saw on their monitor was my heart rate going from 60 to 120 as soon as I opened up the hatch. It was an incredible view once we got outside to see not only the Earth as we're traveling around it, behind that was a sea of stars called the Milky Way galaxy.
I know that you spend your life now talking to young people to inspire them to do whatever they are capable of doing and what their heart tells them to do. Your message during Black History Month specifically about young kids of color who may believe that they're limited in what they're able to do, what do you tell them as a message of hope?
I tell them that as I'm standing before them that I am not only an astronaut, but I am a physician, a medical doctor. I tell them that I'm not only that, but I'm also a venture capitalist. I got in the business. And I tell them that all of those things came because of a dream that I had as a kid. And I back up and say to them that I'm not here, or I did not start at this place. I started below here. I grew up in the area called West Side here in Houston, Texas. Very poor area. It's now called the Heights. But if you're going back some 60 years ago, it was a very poor area. And not a lot of kids made it out of that area. And I was one of the lucky ones. And so I go through all of that to remind them that it doesn't matter where you start, is where you have your head, your goal set, your vision, your dream. And if you have the goal to accomplish those things, then you can do and be anything you want to be in life, which was the first message that my mother gave me.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations on everything that you've done so far. I look forward to the next chapter. There's still a lot more to come, I'm sure.
Me too.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Dr. Harris is committed to encourage students to pursue an interest in STEM education and is currently the Chief Executive Officer with the National Math and Science Initiative. To see this one and other past Sunday Conversations, you can go to our Sunday Conversation section of click2houston.com.